We begin with sequencing quality control. Using MultiQC, we aggregate metrics from all samples into a single report. Here we review per base quality, read length distribution, and GC content. This step allows us to quickly detect technical issues before moving on to mapping and downstream analyses. Mapping assigns each sequencing read to its genomic origin. We align reads against a reference genome and gene set, typically obtained from databases such as Ensemble or UCSC. Accurate references are critical, as they define where genes are located and how we interpret the biological signal. Our reference data consist of two key files. The FASTA file stores the genome sequence, while the GTF file describes gene models, including exons and transcripts. Together, these files guide the aligner in placing reads correctly and later enable accurate gene-level quantification. For human data, we map reads to the Homo sapiens genome and gene set. Common aligners include STAR and HiSat, which are optimized for spliced RNA reads. These tools are computationally intensive, so we rely on high-memory multi-core servers to process large datasets efficiently. Before mapping, we index the genome. Indexing builds searchable data structures that allow the aligner to query the reference quickly. Although index creation is resource demanding, it is performed once per genome and then reused, significantly accelerating subsequent analyses. Mapping results are stored in SAM or BAM files. Key fields include FLAG, which encodes alignment properties, rname for the chromosome, POS for the first aligned base, MapPQ is a quality score, and SIGAR describing alignment operations. These elements are essential for robust downstream filtering. Once reads are aligned, we quantify RNA expression. Each gray block represents a mapped read along the genome. By counting how many reads overlap each gene, such as gene A and gene B, we obtain a first estimate of their expression levels across our samples. Quantification must handle reads that overlap multiple features. Tools apply rules such as union, intersection strict, or intersection non-empty to decide whether a read is assigned to gene A, marked as ambiguous, or discarded. These choices directly influence the resulting expression estimates. The main output of quantification is a count matrix. Each row corresponds to a gene and each column to a sample. The entries are raw read counts. This matrix is the central input for all subsequent statistical analyses, including normalization and differential expression testing. We also perform quality control on mapping and quantification using MultiQC. Here we review general statistics such as the percentage of assigned reads, alignment rates, duplication levels, and GC content. Consistent metrics across samples indicate a reliable and well-controlled experiment. MultiQC further summarizes STAR alignment scores. Bar plots show how many reads are uniquely mapped, multi-mapped, or remain unmapped for each sample. These distributions help us identify outliers, technical failures, or contamination before we proceed to interpret biological results. In addition, MultiQC reports STAR gene counts. For each sample, we see how reads are distributed across overlapping genes, ambiguous features, multi-mapping, and unmapped categories. This overview confirms that most reads contribute to informative gene-level signals. Downstream analysis starts from the count matrix and a clear experimental design. Using R and packages such as DESEQ2, EDGER, VOUM, ROTS, and Limma, we model the data statistically. The outputs include tables, figures, and reports that summarize differential expression patterns. Normalization rescales raw counts so we can compare genes and samples fairly. A key factor is sequencing depth. Samples with more reads will naturally have higher counts. By adjusting for depth, we ensure that observed differences reflect biology rather than technical variation. Normalization also accounts for gene length. Longer genes attract more reads simply due to their size. Methods such as RPKM or TPM correct for both depth and length, enabling more meaningful comparisons of expression levels between genes within the same sample. Comprehensive normalization considers sequencing depth, gene length, and RNA composition. This step is essential for differential expression analysis as it minimizes technical bias. Properly normalized data allow us to detect genuine changes in gene activity between conditions.